Touchdown. 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 Touchdown.
Hi guys, thanks again for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita, I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm like Red Square out there one more time. You know the thing got another brand spanking new episode of the Music and Marriage podcast. Give thanks for joining us. Let's talk.
And we hope wherever you are in the world, this podcast is reaching you in good health and in good spirits.
And as usual, you know it go. We have to big up our sponsors before we get into the whole conversation. You know what I mean? So Simply Rose Craft, if you need your merch, if you need your indoor decor, if you need your door wreaths, door signs, please make sure you check in with Simply Rose Craft. She has her website, www.simplyrosecraft.com, or she's on social media. Just check in with her, you know what I mean? She's on all platforms. Simply Rose.
Yes, and make sure you guys also go over to Nikki Glitz Cosmetics to get all of your loose glitters.
Speak in the mic. Yes.
Make sure you go over to Nikki Glitz Cosmetics to get all of your loose glitters and your palettes. And make sure you use your code MMP22 to get your 20% discount off of your order.
Yes, Nikki Glitz, big up yourself. So
introduce
today your
we
guests.
have a special guest in studio, on set, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
She's a personal friend of mine for about over 10 years now, I would say. From New York City. We met working at the hospital. So I would like to introduce international hairstylist,
Yes.
Tonette.
Yes. That's it? That's
Oh,
it?
True. Sorry. That's the business name, but Tonette is the real name.
No,
we'll get into the business.
business.
Girl, please. Come on, we'll get into the business after that. So say hello to the audience.
Hi everyone, how are you?
Introduce yourself properly.
Now she's trying to be all shy.
Yeah. So let me get into it, right? me have two different points of view today.
Okay.
I wanted to ask a question, right? So we all know that what's been happening in America with the Roe v. Wade thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? For all who don't know, that's the Supreme Court overturned an abortion law. See? My question to both of you today, right? Does the man have a say?
No.
Have a say as in...
Whether they should be choosing for us to say, well,
All right.
He does
Scenario.
have a say.
No.
So
Wait,
I get my wife pregnant,
right.
Okay.
right? And she decides that she wants to have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And me as the man will get her pregnant said, no, that can't work.
Okay.
Oh, you got to have abortion and we not talk about it. Do I have a say?
No.
I would like to say this is a conversation that needs to be had before the activity takes place. So everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
I think that's one of the issues. Because
What about, all right, let me hear what you say. Let me hear what
ahead.
you're saying. Because, yes, the conversation is going to be had.
right.
Right? We are adults. We have sex. You get pregnant, and when we find out, say, you do your pregnancy test, we go to the doctor, you get pregnant.
Right.
You decide, say, you know what, I don't want to have this child. Does the man now have any rights at all to say, listen, I don't know about you, but I want to have this child?
No.
I think it's fair for the man to have an input.
Why? Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it and the child is here, and if he decides that he's going to get up and leave, then what are you going to do? He's going to get up and leave because some man, once they leave the relationship, them left the pitney too.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
a
like for
woman,
them to-
but woman get up and leave kids too.
Yeah, but it's her child. She's
So
not gonna-
I don't understand why is that a reason?
In this situation, it's about the abortion. If she doesn't feel like she's fully ready to carry a child into this world, why would you do that?
Because the man ready. The man feel like him ready.
I don't think
This is
that.
why
I don't
a
think you know why.
conversation
Hold
needs
on.
to be had.
Even if a conversation is had,
No.
let me tell you why. Because we were in a situation like that. when I got pregnant with McKaylee, I wasn't fully ready to be a mother.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I did it because I know that he wanted to have a child before a certain time frame.
Okay.
Right? So I said, all right, I know that he's going to be there. As he said, I know that he's going to be there because he's told me this and he showed me signs. He's, action said, shows that he would be present in his children's lives.
Right.
However, I was not really present as a mother until she was probably about 2 years old. You understand what I'm saying? Like the connection for me, it was there when I gave birth to her.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as me wanting to say, okay, I have a baby, I got to get up and I have to bathe her and I have to do all of this, it was just feeding. He did majority of the things.
So you were fortunate.
Yeah, you can say that, but I'm saying like
but
that's
you're
why I would
supporting my
say.
argument, though.
But no, that's why I would say no, because not a lot of women have that support like what I had, and not a lot of women is in that mental space to say, okay, all right, it's time to grow up now. You have a child. Let's get to it.
I don't think you would ever be ready. There's things in life and
because it took me a while.
There's situation that occurs in life that some stuff we'll never be ready for.
Be prepared for. No matter what
if you
do,
plan
you
it,
can't
because
be prepared.
what happened is it's the new thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I be ready for something I've never experienced?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes
what
sense.
happened is we have to face this now, and as days go by, then it's like okay.
And that's what it was for me. It took me 2 years.
Even conceiving as a female, your body have no idea what's going to happen. You go through an emotional roller coaster. Every pregnancy is just different, and it's a whole layer of things. A part of it is your partner have to have some form of understanding. Because the female is going through, right? They don't, because it's also new for them, but they're not understanding what we're going through as a woman. As women,
your whole body's
we don't
changing.
even know what's going on. We don't know why we cry. We go through emotional roller coasters. We don't know. We don't want to cry, but because our body,
just a cry, so
it's just going through so much emotions. We have no idea. So it's hard also because a man don't know. He's just like, okay, she's pregnant. She might want food.
That's why
she has craving. It's way more than that.
That's why I say you should not have a choice when it comes to my body, because at the end of the day, you're not feeling what I'm feeling. You're not going through certain things that I'm going through. When it comes to delivery and all these things, a lot of men are not even there to see their child being brought into the world.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Or they don't even want to participate in that.
Right.
So for me to say, all right, I'm going to carry a child for you, and you don't even want to be there just to welcome the child into the world, come on, man.
I think
there's a lot of men that's what I'm saying. Like, if we had more men that were more stand up and say, okay, I'm going to take care of my responsibilities and be the man that I'm supposed to be, whether it's a year, 6 months, whatever time frame it is, I can understand that.
Yeah, but Nikita, turn it.
Yes.
Una answer my question right now indirectly, but I just wanna feel like
okay. So help us understand.
There is like this strong push against. Let me not say against.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just listening to both of you, I feel like it's more of a it's my body. I do what I want.
No, I'm actually
type of
kind
vibe.
of agreeing with you.
Me.
It is our body.
That's me.
And our body is going through these things.
And what I'm saying is that forget about the man that
don't want to be a
part, or the man that careless, reckless.
Neglect.
Forget about them, man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking about a scenario where, perfect example, us, right? That type of scenario where the man willing for dead, the man willing for take care of mute them, the man willing for do everything that is right during and after pregnancy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you as the woman, you are having second thoughts about having the baby. Does that man have a say?
Yes.
When it comes to the decision of having an abortion?
I think the man
he does not.
In that scenario,
no,
where a man that wants to be there with you, wants to take care of the child, wants to take care of you during pregnancy and after.
Because as I
You're
said,
kidding me.
mentally that female might not be ready. So even if he's ready, if she's not fully committed to being a mother, it's going to be a shit show. She's not going to be dedicated.
No.
But
I don't agree.
That's him.
Because
the mother,
it wasn't a shit show with us.
I mean, it wasn't
ready.
a shit show because I prepared myself saying, okay, I have to get to it because at the end of the day, I have a child. But that's what I'm saying. Not a lot of women are like that. Some women are just like, well, I'm willing to take care of the pittance, so I'm going to go about my business.
I think the man's duty is to ensure and show the female that we could do this. We can do this.
Yes.
Get her comfortable, have her secured as much as you can, because if her mind is set one way, there's nothing you can do. But with you, Andrew, you were there, and eventually she came around and said, okay, you know what? All right. If we have some of that, I don't think there should be an issue. Eventually,
a man should have a say.
I
so
think
you feel like a man should have a say?
Of course. Why not? Why not? If I mean, and like me say, this Roe v. Wade business, I think abortion laws are geared towards just women.
Why you say that?
Because it don't have nothing to do with man. The man, there's no parts in any of these laws that stipulates that the man get to say this or this.
But then,
it's all about the women.
But technically, when you think about it, it's not all about the women, because we have men that are making these decisions.
No,
for our body.
I mean, not in terms of
Okay.
Not in terms of like legislation wise,
Okay.
with the people that are making these.
But it's supposed to be that way because it's
But
a woman's body.
in terms
it should
of
be
like
her,
the family planning,
it's
no.
my body, because there's a lot of men that walk out. There's a lot of men that are absent.
Women
So
walk
they-
out too.
That's
Women
right.
are absent too. There's
That's
a
true.
balance
But
in
she's
everything.
absent after she have the baby, not during pregnancy. Men disappear before they even have the baby.
That's
so
true,
it's
too.
hard for us to say, all right, we're gonna be comfortable being a mother when you're already in stress during the pregnancy before the child is even here.
Right.
You're already stressed out.
But if you have a support system, like he referred to, we're not talking about the.
We're not talking about the careless one then.
Right.
We're
But
talking about
the
the one them
support
If you
with.
have a
We're
support
talking about the
system
one
and
them are
he
willing
has you
and ready.
secure enough to make you feel like, okay, babe, we can do this together, I think it's a fair
And
shot.
Of course. I'm
But
unsure
like
about
I
say.
said,
No.
I think it starts from having this conversation before. A lot of times we
Yeah,
jump
that's
into
right. That
the
is right.
activity
That is
before.
true.
Without the conversation. That
right,
is
and
true.
then
That
when
is true.
the situation occurs, like,
Then it's like, oh, let's talk about
right.
what we're gonna do
So,
when we should have been talking
a female
about that.
should know, like, I'm going to do this action,
Yeah.
and if this happens, then this is what I'm going to do, and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, me agree with that.
I think because
Most
at the end of the day, if we were flip it, and the male, they get upset most of the
I don't
time, and they
think it's
want
about
the
you
female to
getting
have the
upset.
abortion because
Exactly.
you know what you were doing. I
Exactly.
can't get pregnant without you.
Exactly,
I'm just a
and
carrier.
yet still they still
So
decide
why
to
would
have
you
unprotected
be upset?
sex,
Right.
and still turn
Therefore,
around and
you
say,
should-
"Well, you forgot that should have picnic
Right.
because we can't do this
You
time.
should
We don't
protect
want."
yourself because you want the enjoyment of the process.
But you
So-
don't want the end result.
Right. Well, so we got
And
to
that's the thing
figure
too.
this
A
out.
lot of the females, we need to think about that and understand that not every jump on, not everything we're not confronted, you're supposed to open up to it.
Amen.
Like we have to understand the value of a man. If he show you he ain't shit before, y'all got pregnant, y'all have that baby, he ain't gonna be shit after y'all get pregnant and have that baby.
That part.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so y'all got to think about that as well. It's not just okay. Well, the baby's gonna change him and we're gonna be better because he want the family.
No.
Nah.
That's the wrong motives.
Definitely.
Wrong motives.
Definitely. And that's the thing with a lot of these young girls nowadays. They have that mentality like he cheats and he does all of this, but let
Young
me have
and
a
old.
baby.
Young
Well,
and
yeah,
old.
that is true. That is true.
Just
There's a
female in
video I
general.
posted on the IG page the other day with this old woman. She looked like she damn near in her 80s, 90s. And she talking about stealing somebody's husband. And she was very proud of it. And she was like, yes, I don't care. I'll take her man. And her granddaughter, whoever is in the back video, she's like, but you don't care about the family? She was like, hell no. I don't give a shit
No.
about that. I'm going to have fun.
No.
And I'm like, you could imagine how many homes she broke up during her time.
Those things are to be considered
Like,
because
no, but a lot of females, they say stuff like that, but then they turn around and say, I'm my sister's keeper, but then yet still you turn around and then do something manipulative. And like, that's supposed to be your sister's keeper. Like, I'm supposed to hold you down in all steps of
right,
life.
like
not
we don't
only
have
just,
to really know each other.
Exactly. Not
Just the respect.
Just the respect out of it. Like, this is another female, so I'm gonna have respect because he might be doing dirt and she don't know. You get what I'm saying? So if you're your sister's keeper, you got to look out and make sure she good on all levels, whether that's really your sister or not.
Right.
But with the whole abortion thing, I just feel
Men
like
should have a say. Plain and simple.
I feel like the
Plain.
decision should be mine and mine only.
I want to say,
if you're married, then I would say it's a discussion. But if we're not married, hell no, my guy. You ain't got no decision. Nah.
right,
What are you
but
talking about?
all right, if you want to touch the
Right.
topic marriage, you know you can. It's paper. So if because we can still have this knit close relationship just like a marriage without the ring and without the piece of paper.
If the ring and the paper ain't there, because
I understand
at
what
the
you're
end of the
saying.
day,
What about the people that's afraid to do it because everything is good, but they figure once we put this on paper and it becomes
legit, then it's gonna mess
or
it up.
business,
then
and it's documented, they're afraid.
Well, that's just the risk they're gonna have to take, whether the love is worth it or not.
Because there's people that get married and the relationships decline right after that.
Because the relationship wasn't good in the beginning. They did the marriage just in case, saying, okay, let's try to save it, or let's try to make it perceive that we have a good relationship. Thing
but you have people that really have a good relationship before marriage, and as soon as that comes, it's like there's a stress. There's a strain that comes
because it's a mental thing, and I feel like both parties probably went into the relationship with that mental thing on their mind, because there's no way where you're just gonna say, okay, we have a great relationship, and once we sign this paper, we start having issues. Clearly, there was underlying issues before, but we probably never dipped into it, or probably never surfaced.
Right.
But the issues more than likely was probably already there, and then with the marriage, now some women they feel like, okay, I got a rope around your neck now, so I'm gonna tell you what to do, how to move, and what to say, when to say it, and you know what I'm saying. So it's
mentally something changed.
It's mental. I think for some women, it's mental.
And it's communication. I do believe communication is key.
Definitely is a big part of it.
Communication is key, because if you already know your position in your duties, for lack of a better word, things should still
be the same.
Smooth.
Exactly. It should just be like a transition. Okay, we're husband and wife now, and that's it. It shouldn't be, okay, well, we're husband and wife now, so you got to come home at a certain time. We can't do this. We can't go here. You can't look at this person. We can't talk to this person. Like, it should never be like that.
Right. I want to agree with Andrew a little bit.
Of course.
I do. I don't know why, but I just
feel
that way. With a good, yes, it's our body. Yes, we're carriers.
If I'm married to you, yes, you have all right. But if before there was a situation where me and him got married, I'm not asking a question, brother. If me decides I want to have an abortion, I'm going to do it. I'm not asking you. I'm not even letting you know about it. It's just going to happen.
You have some. I think it's a part of your beliefs too.
What you need to know for? But what do you need to know for? What are you going to do?
Because what about preventing the situation?
Exactly. We didn't prevent the situation.
All right.
And now I
believe that we didn't prevent the situation before it happens.
Now I realize that you ain't shit. So I'm just going to say, all right, I'm moving.
Prevention.
Okay.
So
now we're pregnant.
In the situation.
Now we're pregnant.
Being pregnant.
So I'm going to do what I got to do.
I'm a committed baby father.
Well, we're going to figure that out
before marriage even go on.
Well, we're going to figure that out the next time.
Like, I want you to have this child.
Not this time around.
If you want to have that baby,
well, you better find somebody else and have that baby with. But unfortunately, that's what I did. Of
course.
It definitely is, and that's what I think. But that's what I did. I compromised with him.
You not compromise.
I compromised with you. What are you talking about?
Not our situation personally. But you're saying no. Man, nothing ever say. That's not a compromise.
No, but that's a different situation. I'm not compromising with you with that, because that's my body. If I decide that
my body too.
Don't spit on yourself. Clear that up. You're not gonna come tell me say me can't do it. Because suppose we're in a situation where I'm like, okay, I'm in school, things are great for me, I have a career path I want to get to, I see a vision.
That's the way it happened. No, that still can happen.
And a baby's going to derail me, because a lot of people, it does derail them.
Baby can't derail you.
School will never be finished.
Oh, the baby going to derail you.
It might delay.
As a baby father.
But that's the problem.
And you have a support system.
Go on to school, say me, don't worry yourself. Maybe you're going to have physical
but that's what I'm saying. There's going to be
issues. But when it comes to like everything else, you don't have to worry. I'm going to be here to support you 110%. You tell me, say, we can't sit down in front of a parent planning, whatever, doctor, whatever, and we come to an agreement and say, listen, you're going to do it. You don't have to worry yourself. Just have the baby and I'll take care of everything else.
You don't even understand. Like, a child is not just a frivolous thing where it's just like you can just
I feel like laws today.
No, there should be no laws.
No. See, now you're going too far.
Some of these men
now you're going too far.
I feel like
some of these men ain't shit. And you know when men be trapping. Hold on, men trap women. Okay, so don't feel like men don't trap. Yes, men trap women.
Women trap man enough time.
But that's a different story. Everybody know that.
A different story.
No, but everybody know that. But everybody know that.
A different story.
No, but everybody know that. That's
so
what I'm saying.
when woman trap man, a different story. But when man trap woman,
that's a regular thing. That's a regular thing though, but it's not a regular thing when man trap woman. You never really hear about that. So for a man can't have the opportunity to say, no,
I'm not going to agree with the laws part. Absolutely not over my body.
You're bugging.
See, I was on your side, but no.
She took that shit back real quick fast.
You can imagine we're telling you guys what to do with your body parts.
Exactly.
Do you know?
Exactly.
You guys, our body changes.
Come on.
So you imagine we telling you what to do with your personals and how to do it.
Yeah, but
and who
but
do it with?
And who?
You have to understand, you know.
No. Not the lost part.
Remember, you know.
A conversation is where it needs to be, and that's it.
Remember, you know.
Not even.
Listen, a woman cannot get pregnant by herself.
Right.
But most men act like. But most men act
won't
like
have a child without us.
But most men act like we
right.
do.
So it's a balance.
Right.
It's not 80-20. It's not 60-40. It's 50-50.
Most men act
a
like
balance. Right? So
95-5.
So within the scope of the man that wants to be there, the man that wants to have this child,
right?
The man that wants to have this wife and take care of the family and all of that.
Right.
Within that scope, I feel like Allah for the man that wants to
you taking
have a
it too
child.
far. A law?
No.
We can do counseling.
To say that.
Bro,
to say that, hold on, the law and the law and the law, and let me hold on, and the law for say if a woman wants to have an abortion, right?
She can't get consent.
The man have to consent too.
Absolutely not, and I'm not even with it. But
you know, hold on,
you
know, in Georgia,
we want to have the child because every man are gonna do that.
Hold on, in Georgia, I tried to get my tubes tied a couple years ago,
and they won't do it.
And they wouldn't do it without his consent.
Right. Yeah,
and I looked at the doctor and I said, "But
it's my body.
If me decide to me no want no more pick me, amiga breed," she was like, "Well, you know, that's just a decision you have to make."
Yeah,
girl.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't do the procedure.
I don't agree with the law thing. That's the staple because it's the staple. That's too much. That's too deep. I think I think a conversation is appropriate, and if counseling needs to be had, is appropriate. A law. That's too far. That's putting handcuffs on us. No,
not a handcuff.
Andrew, this is our body.
We feel like.
What about the females out there that wants to be a parent and the men is just not?
Right. What about the females out there that get? Hold on. What about the females out there that get? Hold on.
Say that again.
The females that want to be a mother, especially to a man that doesn't want to be a father, or to that female, should we have a law? Vice versa.
There are laws there that protect women in terms of like child support and these things.
No.
When it come to man we have baby when I want to take care of the baby.
No. But
child support is there that protects women.
No, but what about the ones that
women?
No. But listen.
And child support, they don't really give much money. I know people that's getting $9 a week for child support.
And there's people that's living off of it, but it still caps you. 1, 2. Remember, we're staying to the scope where you said you want to be there.
All right.
You want to be a good husband.
Let's
want to be a good baby daddy. You want to be. What about the mothers that want to have a future, and they want to have a future with this man? First of all, I think if that's the case and the men don't want it, that's a red flag right there.
Imagine me gonna breathe for a married man and he might come talk about, yo, you can't, that show that you have to keep that, come, I want my wife, I might pick them. What? You bugging, my guy.
That's a deal breaker.
You're crazy.
That's a deal breaker. So I should play second to another
to you
whole
and your
family.
wife and your whole family. You're bugging.
No.
I'm not
even
you don't need to have
I mean, there should be
parameters you're gonna say now.
I mean, of course, you gotta have certain parameters that
guidelines and restrictions
but
that you have to navigate to make sure it's in the best interest of everyone involved.
Everyone.
But that's not when the
there
court
should just be
in the
one.
court
Why
system.
We have to do everyone?
In the court system, it's never that. It's never that. So
listen to me. Think of that. We feel like, and again, that's personal opinion. There should be a law that stipulates that if a woman wants to have an abortion,
I disagree with the law. The law thing is going too far.
The man will have the baby with you, where he might be the baby father or the husband or whatever.
Whether he wants to be there or not.
Sign off to and say
no,
yes or no.
No, I think a law is too.
Because I'm my child.
It's too.
I'm my child as well. It's not your child alone, enough. It's our child.
Agree.
It's our child.
This is why a conversation needs to be had before.
Nope.
Maybe a contract, and then we could take it to court.
But a contract is a legally binding piece of paper.
But a
so
law
what is wrong with the law?
bigger umbrella. That means it's almost I must, I have to.
But a contract is
No.
kind of like sort of
we
the
can
same
waive
thing.
the contract.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
The
when
law
I
we
sign a
can't
contract,
waive.
when I do none of that, it's my body, my decision. If I decide that I don't want this child at this moment in time in life, you can't have no youth right now, brother. It not go on, it not happen. There's no way, shape, or form I'm gonna say I'm gonna be carrying a child if I like no.
A law is too strong. It's too strong.
I don't know.
No,
I feel
man.
like
It's a
somebody
strong
out there
decision
gonna
to
agree
have
with me.
over oneself.
I mean, trust me, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna agree with you, but there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be like, hell no.
Delivering a baby is the crossroad of life and death.
Oh,
it's
exactly.
a life changing.
But
Understand the importance of that in a-
and that's the thing.
Yeah, but we don't have a lot of you.
But exactly.
We have a lot of you that get derailed. We have a lot of you that end up saying this is becoming overwhelming. It's too much.
No, or they go to the lighter side, and then that's when they're happy.
Listen, me understand.
And it's gonna be a problem.
Understand.
A man could always leave. The woman is always going to be there with that child.
The very
99% of the time, that mother's going to be there with that child.
Yeah.
It's a 1% chance where you're going to see where the
not.
father's only there. Like, so for me to say I'm going to give you that opportunity
I'm not going to work with
that
a statistic there. Me have to go look into the stats there, that
Yes,
99% something.
I mean,
because I'm pretty sure it way less than that.
It's probably
in terms of women giving up their children.
Figuratively speaking, it feels that way.
Women
it feels like that. I don't really see much single dad.
Yeah. I know more single moms than single dads.
Even when we go to school events, he's one of the few dads that are there. You get what I'm saying?
And I believe you. Without going on paper, just look around. Just think about how we were brought up. Think about the past, our aunts, uncles. Just think about it.
You know, read this enough father now.
And we're not talking about the dads that got to work or they're away for work, so mother stays home
about just there.
and do that, and then dad goes out and he's the breadwinner. We're not talking about that.
You rarely see these things.
Yeah,
like
it's not
in this
it's
generation,
not common.
it's this time that we're living in
the
now.
life that we've lived.
Yeah, it's
rare.
Not, in our grandmama them age and time. Yeah, it was on and popping.
Right.
You see daddies and everything.
So let me ask you a question.
And it's almost not cultural.
Let me ask you a question now.
Nowadays.
Right? Because we spoke about this the other day. So I know what your opinion is of what took place. I saw it in the paper. I'm not sure if it's real or not, but apparently there's going to be a new law in Jamaica where there needs at birth the father, there has to be a DNA test done.
I think that should be done.
And nothing is wrong with that.
I think that should be done.
That's fine. I think it's fair.
That saves a lot of. I think that would stop a lot of domestic violence, because a lot of domestic violence deaths in our communities. Yeah, is because of these things.
I agree with that. It's the most hurtful thing, and I've heard it. I've known people that went through it. One of the things is they're filing to come to the States, and then after 18 years. After how many years of being
and how is that?
And providing?
But that's what I'm saying. You see how unfair and unbalanced it is.
No, right.
Because a woman can just tell you a lie, say you're a child for 18 years and you take care of this child.
So tell me, a man don't feel like that child is not his? He don't have an inkling?
No, what I'm saying is, even if he doesn't feel or if he feel, regardless.
I'm just saying.
The fact is, you have deceived this man for 18 years.
We are
and then
deceitful.
it come and as a matter of fact, sometimes it's even longer than that. You understand? So it's okay for that to happen. No. It's okay for us to say to push it aside and say,
it's not
all the time. It's all right.
It's not okay.
But it's not okay for a man to say, listen.
So you guys are going to get liberated.
We need to be in the decision making of having children.
No. Hold on. You know what the decision making is?
Crazy.
No, you know what the decision making is? It's either you put the condom on or off.
There you go.
There you go. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, but
that's the conversation.
No, that's the first act.
That's what's going to help solve
the first act.
That's what's going to help solve the issue.
But both of us are in that bedroom, and me alone.
Yeah,
so you can say, no, I'm not doing this. You gotta put that on.
No. What about when it's the no and the man insists? Say no, you know, say no, I'm gonna do this.
No, rape that then go to the police.
It is rape.
Say no and go to the police.
When she want it, but she don't want the baby.
No, I mean in terms of
She's saying
the
no.
act,
right?
And you're saying put on a condom, and he must say no.
How many times that happened, Andrew?
And then he still forced.
Well, you're gonna get up and be like,
rape.
119, 911. You know what? My man is here.
No, when you mash up your face, brother, you have to go. We're not playing them games. So once me say no.
And I like say,
but that's the thing. Some women, no. You know what it is?
And it's a lot of careless activities too. It's a lot of careless activities.
Because a lot of women too, they see a man with something like a little nice car or something, and say, well, you know, me just take the risk here, cause if anything, or they go pop a morning after pill or whatever it is.
And you can take the risk and have something more long term than a baby.
Exactly.
You can have a
HIV,
a disease that's going to be long term. You wish you have the baby.
All right, so you have the baby comes. So why a man can't be involved in the decision making?
You know what you could be involved in? Signing that birth certificate.
Crazy. What about that?
That's what you could be involved in, because that goes a long way. A lot of men don't realize that.
No, not only signing the birth certificate,
being present.
Yeah,
being
but when
present
you sign the birth certificate and it's
you
still
can
not
be
your
absent,
child, then what?
Yeah,
so
but
be present.
the DNA is something that I believe that is necessary at birth.
I think
feel
it's
like
a good
everywhere
thing for
in the
you
world
guys.
should do that. Have a
I
DNA
think it's
test
very
done.
fair.
And them need to make people
guys.
know them blood type too as well when them born. Cause no, what your blood type?
I know my blood type.
Yeah, cause you ain't working acetal, so you're gonna.
It doesn't matter.
Who care about that?
No, people don't.
A lot of people don't. You need to know your blood type. Do you know if I don't know my blood type and I get the wrong blood type, what can happen to me?
Virus, bacteria,
do you know
but when we
even
got
the blood,
the doctor go figure out the blood type, no?
Right, but it's good to know.
It's good to know. So once you get there, you have
because there's certain things you cannot get, there's certain things you can't receive.
Surgeries, some surgeries they can't do unless they have blood ready and certain things like that.
You should know. Like I can give to you guys, but I can't take from you guys.
We can't take from you. We can't take from nobody.
So we probably have the same blood type.
Yeah, we do. Cause
we do. Right. Oh yeah, I did.
For her surgery, it was both of us.
Yeah. Oh, we did, right? So. We can give, but we can't take, and this is like because even in the transfusion.
So how it help you for know then if you can't?
Because it could have affected her if we gave her and she
if anything is supposed to happen to you, God
you could have a reaction.
And as she said, you could have a reaction to it, or if something is wrong with you and they need blood.
The doctor
hold on, then
but what it does is it speed up time. Imagine if you're going and you need blood.
Because sometimes for lab results in a hospital, sometimes take 4 to 6 hours. So that time,
so you need
your blood
now.
Already,
we don't have 46 hours to wait.
They can say, all right, they could do surgery. I can give you blood. Same like how I know my blood type. Mm-hmm. So I was able to give my mom blood.
Do you know your blood could give me in reaction? You can swell up. You can get hives. You can itch. You can it could alter your breathing.
Your lungs could collapse.
It's important.
Can happen to you.
And then you can take on the person's spirit.
Me if I tell you.
You're supposed to say you, daddy.
Exactly. Whatever you and mommy. That's what
mommy. That would have been a good one. But it's important to know your blood type.
Yeah, definitely.
It is.
But the
it is for medical reasons.
And we already discussed something. We don't need to go on the topic now. Like that was a good enough.
What was the topic?
No, I can't tell you because I'm gonna use that for the next episode.
So because I'm not gonna be on, I want to hear.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. But it's something that's relevant. That's in the media.
Me feel like.
But
decision making
as no man,
no, I don't think the law. I don't think a law. I think a proper conversation, even if you have to get mediated, get a counselor. I think that's but a law that's a staple, Andrew. That's crazy.
No man.
For you to make a decision of
because there's so many other things that happen.
The Jews in Africa and African. I'm supposed to just breed up. And then my body change, and then I go through a mental state because we go through postpartum depression. We don't ask for it, and sometimes we're in the state and we don't recognize it. And the men don't know either that the woman is going through postpartum depression. It is real.
What I'm saying, right?
It is real. So it's a lot of stuff.
All of that.
That's why I say my body, my choice.
Understand.
There's a lot of things that they don't know.
And then our body don't get time to heal. It's a lot of layers to this.
They don't know.
It's a lot of levels to this.
So that's why I say
totally,
it's my choice.
At the end of the day,
it's stressful.
As a committed man,
it doesn't matter if you're committed or not.
It matters.
Our bodies still go through stuff.
No, it's not even our body. How do you know a man is fully committed? How do you know if he's really gonna be there? You don't really know.
That is true. But you can ask the same question. But you can also ask the same question of a woman as well.
Yeah,
so why you not act like that question only?
Because mommy's baby, daddy maybe. A lot of y'all act like that ain't y'all child when certain things happen or when certain situations pop up. 1 minute to no one be daddy, next minute to no one don't want be daddy.
And then we end up having the kids plus the man as the baby. Don't let him get sick.
You got to deal. Shit, tell me.
Don't let them get sick.
You know, for telling
So we got a whole team of babysitting going on.
He gets sick,
and then when it's us, but this is the layers
Tell
of
you
it.
about what? Speak.
When you get sick, you act like a child. Like you're my fourth child. I have 4 children when you're sick.
Most men.
So when you get sick, you act like
I'm a G. The fuck? I'm a G.
Yo, you see,
I think he takes care.
You see,
I think he holds it down.
He takes care of me. He takes care of me, but I don't really need
in a woman's
much
world,
care of. I'm a G with it.
In a woman's world,
curl up in that bed.
Let's see what brother
in a
has to
woman's
say.
world,
Mm-hmm.
life is just so unbalanced.
It's not unbalanced. Are you kidding me?
Like just the thought processes.
No, because
everything is just like just different.
No,
like,
because we were prone to be independent. We're nurturers, so by nature, some stuff.
Independent too. What y'all set on it?
Not necessarily.
We're
programmed to be
providers,
caretakers,
independent
no matter what.
as far as taking care of yourself, self-care. That's what she's talking about.
And we're multitasking. Like we do the cooking, the cleaning, taking care of you guys, washing. I'm not saying there's some men that don't do it. You have men that's hands-on.
He's very hands-on.
Yeah, and we give round of applause.
And he'll do what he has to do. If I'm sick, like, I don't even have to say to him, babe, I don't feel good. Once him see something,
he's hands-on.
He's taking care of the kids, they're making breakfast, making sure they're good.
So we need to make some more
in the house. Like,
we need to just make some more.
And that's why I speak from my perspective.
And for the good ones.
But his
perspective
is not
like
your perspective is not the broader perspective.
No, but you can't, but it still
in
cannot
the spectrum of men, it's like a
cannot be disregarded.
It's
absolutely not. It's not being disregarded.
And that's what it feels like.
No, I'm not disregarding it. I just don't think there should be a law.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
Like, period.
A percentage, but we go through too much in life as it is.
With our bodies,
and it becomes a burden. We have to hold a lot of things down
during the whole process of pregnancy, after pregnancy, trying to get your body back after the bounce back, and then the stress of having the men wanting you to look a certain way after having a child.
You guys don't give us time. A lot of men don't give the female time.
Did I give you time to bounce back?
I'm sure he did.
No.
I didn't.
No, I think he did. No, he would.
No.
Andrew.
No.
Explain.
He was a piece of shit.
He did what?
He was a piece of shit during my pregnancies. He can tell you.
We're not talking about during pregnancy.
Post.
After pregnancy, he was an excellent father.
No, look, she's answering.
He was an excellent.
No, he said post. We're not talking about the percentage.
So, yeah, I feel like, it's. I feel like we should have a say.
I feel like you bugging.
And you guys are saying no.
No, she said yeah. She's
legal say.
Oh, legal.
Yes, I feel like we
legal,
should have
illegal. No confirmation, no nothing. Like, you should not have a say on my body. It's my body. I do what I want with my body. If I decide to ask you, or decide to not even ask, if I decide to let you know what I'm gonna do, I don't want nobody telling me, oh no, don't do that, and God's gonna send you and and because that's what most people like to do. They like to guilt you out of it because they don't agree with it. But at the end of the day, you can't allow yourself to be placed in a situation where you're listening to other people, and then when you're in that situation yourself and you need the help, you can't call on them same people that was telling you yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to make the best decision for you. So not even with your partner, because he'll be like, yeah man. And then twos him go to the road and see something will look nicer than you are. Something will look nice in at the moment because you're pregnant.
To that extent, I agree. I get it. There's so many.
They should just, as she said, if you're in the situation or the space where scenarios. You need to have a conversation, then if you have that respect level where you can say, okay, because we had a conversation saying like, okay, well, we were ready to start a family and this is what we're going to do. And you know what I'm saying? So I was okay with it to an extent because we talked about it for a couple years.
Right. This is where you guys are fortunate, but about the law, it gets deeper than that.
Yeah, and more technical.
I know your aspect was want to be there. Needle in the haystack. We don't have a lot of you guys, right?
I mean, that's a narrative.
It's not a narrative.
We go through it. But it gets deeper because if we do a law, right? And we bring up the whole, imagine if a female gets raped, mishandled, without her permission. So this rapist, because a lot of these rapists, they're mentally ill, So what's going to be the case in that? This mentally challenged individual has a say over my body. Just like how some men don't want to be attached to females,
within the laws
females don't want to be attached to some men.
That allows for these provisions to be visited, looked at, and then a decision made.
And what if it's unfair? I think we should be able to make decision individually.
Not even that. Worse, you're going to get raped by somebody in your family, your uncle, your father, and one of them things you're going to breed. And then he's going to talk about, no, you're an want the baby. You're mad.
It gets deeper than this.
It don't matter.
No way. It's a law now. We have to broaden it.
Exactly. Now you're gonna have to make specifics and certain things like that, and not everyone is gonna agree on those specifics. So the law is just gonna be made broadly. We're just gonna say, okay, this is the law and it's stamped on it. But you can't make a law like that. When the situations like that, I strongly believe that the female should be able to make
someone have no say.
No, you're not saying that. No. Don't say we. Don't say we. Me, I say.
Man, no fear have no say.
None tal.
A conversation is fair.
No conversation.
A conversation is fair.
Right.
Because you do have people that want to work together. You do have people that's willing.
When I'm ready. Nothing is going to happen until I'm ready. If I'm not ready here, I have to be ready physically. One way or another, I have to be ready. Even if it's not in all areas, mentally, physically, financially, I have to be ready at least in one area.
Yeah, but what
about... And for me, that one area was the physically. Right. I was willing to carry the child because, yes, we've been together for, at that time, it was 8-9 years. We were together. So it was like, all right, we're going to have a child now. But I wasn't there. So that's why I'm saying, like, I know a lot of female in that young age is not really present mentally because they get stressed out, and as you said, postpartum depression, we go through that a lot, and we don't really have that help. Exactly, it's a teamwork, and a lot of the time you cannot 100% say I'm gonna depend on the team, because not all the people on the team are gonna play their parts at all times. Correct. So when they drop the ball and you really need that help as that mother, what are you gonna do? You're going to have to sit there and sacrifice and really go through some shit mentally you're probably not prepared to go through.
You're gonna always
you get what I'm saying? So you're going to always have that stress to say you're going to always have to deal with this even though you're not ready. That's not fair to a person.
And in your defense, and somewhat, Andrew, you have mothers that actually walk away from their kids. I know a few single dads.
Yeah.
And they're very good at it. But when I hear that, I'm like, what? A mother leaves her child, like that. Disgusting. Bond, that 9 months, 6 months period.
Disgusting.
Don't even talk about when you start nursing.
Exactly. But I think that's the bonding process.
You start really bonding, and when that baby makes the first cry, whatever it is, there's an attachment. Like I don't know how you can even hurt, but there's layers to this. That postpartum thing is real.
Why are you laughing?
Because there's layers to it. There's layers to it.
Hey,
there is layers to this.
You just can't. My case.
I just think it's a little bit.
No case, no that is. I request you make and your request was denied. Stamp one time. Back to the pizza hell.
Case closed.
Back to the pizza hell where it come from.
It's rough.
Yeah, that's definitely not gonna happen. Rough. I don't agree with that.
I can't because of what we experience. We go through this.
Our bodies,
not you guys. We go through this. Postpartum is real. I have had a client tell me they saw themselves putting the baby in the oven. These things happen.
And women are mind.
She didn't know she was going through postpartum. But guess what? Thank God she had family that was checking on her. The baby was crying too much, and you have to have a support system. You have to know when to walk away. If the baby is crying, you have to have somebody to say, you know what, you go rest, leave the dishes, leave the house.
Minutes.
You know what, I'll take care of the baby.
I'm gonna say it again.
She had to call her mother to come and give her a break. It's real.
It's rough.
I'm gonna say it again, and this is the final thing I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
Then you can close it up, right? Understand everything when I say, me accept everything. Me not try push nothing aside, nothing to the side in terms of depression and everything that comes with being a mother.
It has to
me nah push nothing aside.
Okay.
Nothing, not even an ounce of thing me nah push aside when it comes to that. Right? All I'm saying though is take into consideration that the man also goes through things when it comes to.
Where you go through?
No, I mean, that's a conversation for another episode. But do not dispel, or maybe it's a myth within communities or whatever. But do not pretend or act like no say man got you certain.
Not to the extent of what we go through.
I'm not. Not compare it. You see, and that's how the God. You see, that is the thing, and that's why I can't. No.
To be fair,
and my argument done. My argument.
No.
But what them go through?
We have to. You guys are human. You guys do go through stuff, but we get the end of the stick most of the time.
During pregnancy, what do they go through?
Yes.
They can't get no ass.
I digress.
What do they go through during pregnancy?
I digress.
What did you go through during my pregnancies?
I digress.
Anyways, let us know what you think about this episode. Make sure you guys go and subscribe Music and Marriage Podcast. Make sure you guys go over to streaming sites and hit that subscribe button. We are available on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are available. And if you are listening to us on a streaming site, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, RSR Network, and make sure you hit that notification bell so whenever we do release a new episode, you will be notified. We thank you guys so much for joining us, and we thank Tanette for joining us on this episode. Yes. Make sure you guys go to her. Plug your business now, my girl. Plug your business now. All right, she's one of the illest hairstyles. I'm gonna tell you, and them bless. Like, she's good on locks. She's good on braids. She's good on wigs. She's good on lace. She's good on melting. She's good on the individual clamps, things them that they like 3D
and tape-ins.
See, all of that. Like, she is an amazing hairstylist. So make sure you guys go and check out her Instagram page _TREU True. So that's how it's pronounced, True. So make sure you guys go 4_ True on Instagram and check out. Make sure if you guys are in New York City and you need your hair to be done, celebrities, anyone.
I travel.
And she's travel also, and she's very reasonable. If you guys are on tour, just let her know she has a passport. She can't flag her anyway. So just let her know. Or you could just hit us up to get to her on IG, wherever you feel. We thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I'm your host, and this is my handsome co-host.
We get handsome business today.
Brother.
Last episode we get, and this is, I don't even get it.
This is my husband who matched the pillowcase tonight. Yeah, you're blend right in daddy.
Yes, I'm Black Red Square. I know the thing. Give thanks for joining us. Give thanks for listening. Big up on the damn self. See?
Well,